more terraforming. The lighter bits, obviously with the wood, and then the darker bits is the soul soil blend I've got going on for a basic cliffside. And then gonna do an overhang blend of concrete, green wool, moss, blah blah blah, you know, just green blocks. But we're gonna have this slowly curve. Add in some detail. We're gonna avoid the back because no one's gonna see. The magic part is the structural integrity and legalness of this build. So, yes, I'm listening to 5. Because 5 is great. But we want a nice big area for the build to go on. I could have technically done the terraforming as prep, but I thought I'd challenge myself to build it as part of the 30 minutes, which was a very silly idea. But, you know, let's see how it goes, eh? You never know, I might be able to pull it off. Which, it's not likely, but, you know, who cares? Not too bad, not too bad. I could exaggerate the terrain part. But yeah, it's not too bad. But I say it's not too bad. We're gonna see. And we're gonna hope. Because I have plans, and those plans take time. I've not planned any of this, so hey ho, I guess. The only issue is remembering to terraform and add in the shading, the texturing, because texturing really pulls it all together, which is why I'm trying to do it as I build, so I don't have to go over it later. I think it's quicker if I do it in this order, but it also means I'm prone to making errors or forgetting certain parts, such as, you know, the darker areas, such as here. Which, you know, naturally it'll be darker. It's a bit hidden. It's underneath stuff. Do 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 do. Bit of Johnny Cash. I believe we've got enough space here. I don't know how long I've had. So it's worrying me. But you know, it's gonna be fine. So now we want to go back through with a bit of stone. You know, switch it up a little bit. Because this is a rocky terrain at the end of the day. The darker bits, where it's hidden. The lighter bits. A bit of dead coral to, oh, okay, it's just refusing to place now. Great. Hello? I don't know why that won't place there. I don't know if that's a bug. I don't know. I need some smooth stone. I think that would make that look better. See? Not too bad, not too bad. And now we want to go in with a bit of slabs. In my mind, I'm basing this off of Pearlescent Moon. She does a lot of Australian terrains, hence the colouring. I like the idea of the like outback feel, and I just like the colour scheme. I think it's very nice. It's a very vibrant. I don't know how that's going to be reflective against the build, but we'll see. Yeah, no, okay. That was a poor choice. I need a bit more space. Yeah, it's going to be a very, very plain top, because I don't have time, really, to add in variation. So we're just going to pretend it's been better kept. The actual build itself, I think I'm just going to go for a house, or like a tower of sorts. I'm going for this nice white. I like the white. I don't know. It's going to be uneven. That's going to be an issue. Actually, no. I got lucky. I'm going to be using a blend of blocks, such as snow, white concrete powder, wool, diorite, and pale oak. Door here. It's going to be a lot more sporadic when it comes to the build, just to reflect that it's been here a while and it's weathered. yeah, no. So it's I think the actual house itself to be very basic, but I don't know. I think it'd be worth it. As for a window, I'm going to go for a scaffolding because I think the yellow pops better when surrounded by the white. An accent, I'm actually going to add in stone because the stone adds in the feel that the paint has kind of stripped over time. It makes it feel old. And I think a bit of tough, or probably not the polished type. It it nails it home. It's very much a look. This build's broke. This build's old. I like the concrete powder for the corners. A window here. That there. As for a door, I'm going to go for a dark oak door because, once again, it goes well. There's not a path, although I think if we just use mud, that works. And we can make a nice, easy mud path. As it goes, like, along the terrain towards the build. But obviously, we don't want it looking like it's just been plonked, hence why we want to exaggerate the whole, I don't know, the surroundings. We want to make it apparent that someone's living here, which is why, if I've got time, I will add in furniture outside just to reflect that. So we're 15 minutes in, so I think I've got time. Or at least I hope. I'm not going to make it too tall. I'm going to start adding the extra details to it because, well, the back doesn't happen. The back isn't as necessary since you're not going to see it. This is a very front-focused build. I want to use a blue. See, I like the idea of doing a sloped roof. I just don't know what's the best course of action for it, is the issue. Because I just feel like it's not... I don't know, I think the build's too thin for a roof like that. We want to add in a dividing line, though, to kind of section it. Add in the whole idea that this is lived in, this is someone else's build. We're going to go with a basic roof. Oh, I don't like that. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I should have thought it through a little bit more. Add in some blue accents, I think. That adds a nice touch. I suppose add in this fake... Oh, no, I don't like that either. Yeah, I have a process. It's a very poor one. A chimney of sorts. Another window. I don't know. It's missing the magic, I think. Which kind of important if you're building a magical build. Or at least that was the criteria. And I've ended up building a sort of townhouse or city building. But maybe it lives in the city. Maybe that's the magical part, is it commits tax fraud and it's an illegal building. I think that's too thick, so we're gonna up it Okay, that's all right. I don't mind that. But it is missing detail. So we're gonna add in a bit on the front. I'm gonna put a diorite wall for a bit of thickness. I'm going to add in a little technique with honey and glass I learnt, which is where if you put the honey blocks there and then you put the glass in front, it tends to make it pop slightly better. I don't know if it works, personally. I think it's a Java thing. But we're gonna do it anyway, because why not, eh? You know, it's a good way to block it. I think add in some lanterns, add in an anvil, add in a few bookcases, a few cauldrons, a campfire. So we're going to put a campfire down here, and then we're going to put a cauldron up here. Okay, well that's going to block it off. It's well planned, guys, I swear. Slab blocks it too. Brilliant. Okay, well we're going to put it there then. We're going to put a cauldron by the front door. We're going to put... Okay, we're not going to do that. The inside, non-existent. Because we do not have room for this. I could pretend like it has an interior by just making it the smallest thing ever. Pretend like someone lives in here, but that's not going to work. I don't know. I think I've just kind of... I like my build. I just don't think it's magical. It's not the best, is it? Take it. No, we're not gonna take it. I'm gonna say a witch lives here. Good idea. Green lighting. Bit of spookiness. Bit of atmosphere. I think, yeah, there's a lack of dirt. So we're going to add in a bit more of that up here. See? It fits nicer now. We're going to add in an aircon, because for some reason the witch is rich. Unlike Welsh people. So basically, this is quite nice. The magical part is how they can afford aircon in this economy. How long do I have left, guys? How long? 10 minutes, 10 minutes. Not too bad, not too bad. I've got time. Okay. I'ma say... Magical cave. Good idea, I know. So... Where is this magical cave? Good point. I don't know. Because there isn't. Because I'd have to destroy something I like. No. It's fine, because the magical cave was the friend we made along the way. No, it's okay. Here's an awesome idea. It was a never put. Where, yeah. And the house, you know how I said there was an interior? Well, I lied. The magic part is lying. I don't know what I'm listening to at the moment, because I don't remember who this artist is, but it's a good song, so you should go listen to it. No. So I like to do this trick with the new shelves. I think they make great decoration. And then you put a slave down, and then you bend it over. Never mind. But that's a good window design. It's not good for inside, turns out. And I was wise enough to think about this beforehand. I wasn't. And yeah, the spooky part is a witch lives here. Shocker. And you know what's spooky about a witch? It's a woman and they have education. I know, right? Burn, but... We're actually going to replace the honey, because I have a nicer idea. Lighting. No. We want to... I'm going to convert this bit, because it's got room. It's got room. But we are going to remove the glass, sadly. Yeah, it has to go. And up here, we're going to make a small little library. For the witch, because, like I just said, it has smarts, and we should fear it, because intelligence should be feared. Especially if it's a woman. No. Sorry to talk all. He's going to mute me for this. I might be muted, I'll be real. And I've probably been talking to myself the entire time. Magical part? I know you're asking. There isn't a way upstairs, therefore you just kind of teleport. I know, crazy. And we're gonna plant some grass in here. I know, hard to believe. Few cobwebs because this person doesn't clean, not because they have a pet spider or they're magical. They're lazy. And actually, we wanna hide. Oh, I don't have room. If I could, I would. Actually, I could. Can I? I don't know. We're gonna say it's overgrown a little bit, and we're gonna put one of these bad boys in here because for which they like flowers, and it adds atmosphere. Yeah, good idea. Good idea. Bit of lichen, some fireflies. You can hide them actually under the build, and it will add a nice vibe to the area. I know, crazy. The more you add, the better, because at the end of the day, everyone loves atmosphere. It drives home the pollution aspect of the build. And who doesn't love pollution? Polar bears. But yeah, no. I like this. I like this. It's magical. It's broken. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I know. I agree. Because I built it. It'd be weird if I didn't. You know, overall, the build is, it's a weathered little witch hut. Modernised, of course. I can't just build an old-fashioned one all the time. That'd be a waste. On a nice little mountain range. Say mountain range. Nice little hill. You know, the colour palette I used was here. I didn't use all the blocks. And yeah. I like it. I like how this has turned out. You know, they've got a nether portal. They've got facilities. I know, crazy. They have, you know, they have everything they need. Because a witch, ah, well, I didn't mean to go in here. You know, they have everything. They have a lovely upstairs. They can't get to it, but that's not my issue. Yeah. Maybe I'll add... Nah, I don't have time. How they get upstairs? I don't know. Maybe they have a side entrance, such as a ladder conveniently placed just now. Yeah, I know, crazy. And then they can enter through here, which they can't because there's not room. Fine, they can enter through their window that I've just put in. I know, that's awesome. Beautiful home. It's a great build. I like it. I should have used some dried kelp in all fairness. I don't know. It's a bit late for that. Actually, no. Floor's dried kelp now. I know, it's really trippy. You are gold, gold. Yeah, I like this. Oh, it could be yours for about £5. See, if I had time, I'd add in a lake and stuff, but I think that's where I'm gonna leave it. So, yeah. 27 minutes. I dilly-dallied. I've been toasted duck. I have a sick world with a sick texture pack. Look at my awesome build. This was ages ago. Look at my awesome color build. This was also ages ago. Ignore my pipe. Yeah. This is my submission for Torkel that I came up with a fly. And yeah. Thank you.
Back after that little break, although it wasn't really a break for you guys. Duck. I have some questions. How does your
Mm-hmm.
build how does it fit in the theme magical, first of all?
How does it correlate?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I decided I wanted to use the video as a chance to build something that I enjoy. Um, I don't know
I
how much you used of my footage, which is fair enough
I,
because
I
it was
basically
just a long ass video. Um,
I used about 24 minutes.
huh.
Around about that.
Well, I do a little bit of talking. You might have cut parts out. I don't blame you for because I kind of ran on about rubbish. Um, but I went in with the thought process that this was like almost a modernized version of what something magical could be. So I built obviously the landscape, and then the little building is almost like a city vibe esque witch hut, and that was the angle I was going for. Is that it's this magical being has inhabited an old ruined like cityscape. Don't know why people left. Obviously, I didn't build the rest of the city because it was a half an hour build, not a 5 day build. But I wanted to go with that angle. So I was using a bit of creative liberty, I think. So I understand the score's probably going to be a bit low because it doesn't follow the scheme strictly compared to other builds I've seen. But it's
Well,
the story behind the build, in my opinion.
that
Um,
that does get you
that is
points for
inhabitant.
story. Um,
Hmm.
like the others had a slight story. I know the first person didn't really have it. They just built big insects,
Hmm.
called it magical.
Yeah. Hmm.
So, and then the other one was dwarven, which does count as magical because they're mythic
Mm-hmm.
creatures technically. If you
Yeah.
count anything from D&D magical,
Or like Lord of the Rings and
yeah.
stuff.
So it
Very
makes
much
sense.
fantasy.
Uh, I another thing I will do is something I did with the last episode. I said where I would do improvements.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I noticed like towards you had like a bit 3 minutes extra time. What I would have
Did
done
I?
was put you did, yeah. Uh, you didn't set a timer. You said that in the video that you sent.
I solely went off my footage, like how long my footage was. Um, I think I thought my footage was only 27 minutes, but I may be incorrect. I
Yeah.
did think afterwards I should have put a timer on screen, really. But yeah, I did check back with the footage, and it should have been 30 minutes. So I don't know what happened there.
It was probably something I don't know. But here's what I will say. What I would have done
Hmm.
that sealed the deal for magical is I would have put like floating like glass rocks, like a one or
Hmm.
two of those in the air to seal the deal for magical. That's what
Yeah.
I would have done. And then the texturing you did was phenomenal. I noticed you put a
Thank you.
bit of smallish beans and pearlescent moon vibe.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I got that immediately when I saw the texturing. You could have
Hmm.
done it like you could have built a bit more of the city. You could have done the terrain without doing that in the video. The terrain is
Hmm.
just as I said before, you don't really need time for the terrain. It's just because that takes so much time, and I understand that.
Yeah.
Trust me, I built an entire mountain for a mini game in Minecraft for me and my friends, and it took my entire half of my entire course.
Yeah.
And then I also put
Why
a
not?
queso head on top.
Mm-hmm.
We don't talk about that though.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. That's what I would say I would have added. You added a bit of story to the video. I did notice that, so you get a little bit
Mm-hmm.
more points there. Um, your score is the highest so far.
It's pig.
Just because I did like the build, and you did make some good points in there. It's
Mm-hmm.
going to be a 8.9.
Ah, sick. I
Uh,
appreciate that.
you're slightly better than Liam's. The other person I did the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Just because Liam, I noticed something he should have done, and he did not, and it really annoyed me.
Okay.
So you do get a little bit more of a point there.
I'll
Um,
keep that in mind.
if you, what else do I want to say? Subscribe to both me and Doug,
Thank you.
because
Start plugging stuff, should I?
yeah. See you guys.